Hello everyone, my name is Fox and I got some Oreos. And you know what? That makes me happy. And I don't always do a lot of things that make me happy in life. And isn't that why we're living life? Aren't we living life to be happy? Well, it is now 1:11 a.m. and I spent probably the past hour and a half in my car in True's driveway talking with her. And I've finally had an epiphany that I've probably been building up and needing for a very long time. And that is just about getting things straight and getting things figured out in my life. I have a lot of bitterness and a lot of stress, anxiety, and frustration towards not being what I would consider successful. Now you can look at pretty much anything I do and anything involving the way in which I do it and say that I'm a successful individual, and I probably can't fairly argue against that. And yet at the same time, for quite a few years now, I've had this really just distaste, or just this really gross feeling of discontent, and just a feeling of not being where I should be, not being where I want to be in life. And it's always confused me, and I actually went through for a while now, having these like goofy mini existential crises or whatever, of figuring out where I want to be and what I want to do in life. And today I realized it doesn't matter where I am. It's not really about where I am in life. Because if we're always reaching for the stars, then we're never necessarily going to be happy with not being at the stars. We do need to learn to be happy at the clouds, or even just a little bit higher off the ground. But that's obviously not going to be our end goal, and we have to be okay with that. It's that I'm not trying. And I didn't even know that I wasn't trying, and that's what made it more confusing. I didn't even know that I wasn't reaching for the stars that I want to, if I want to be here, and I'm here, I'm basically just working like horizontally with a slight angle, and not just reaching for things. I think it's really complicated and really confusing, and involves a lot of things that may not make a lot of sense. But I don't know. I have passions. I have things I work towards. I spend 99.9% of my time working towards what I thought were goals, towards this image of where I wanted to be in life, towards where I thought I wanted to be in life. But I wasn't really chasing my dreams. I'm still not, reaching for what I want to get. I'm continuing to work and continuing to do the same thing, and I've never understood why, in a lot of ways, I work a lot harder than people expect, and I do a lot more work than people expect, and so people get impressed by it, and so people think that if I continue doing what I do, that I will be successful, or, that I am successful because that's what I do, and to some degree that is true, but it's not to the level of success that I want to reach, because I'm not doing other things. I'm not taking advantage of opportunities that are out there. I'm still not reaching for the stars. I'm just basically climbing up some steps. Just throwing ridiculous metaphors out here because I'm exhausted. And I don't think I ever fully processed that. I look at myself and I compare myself to those I went to high school with. I went to basically the top high school in the region, and so I was surrounded by, of course, a lot of incredibly smart people. And while I was very smart myself, I always saw myself as below some of these people who were getting perfect scores on their ACTs, and who were going to Harvard, and who now work for Google and Facebook during the summers, while they teach, while they go to school and for undergraduate degrees. It's, they do things. And while I'm not necessarily reaching for that, it all comes down to actually going after and taking advantage of opportunities. And that's what I'm not happy with. I'm not happy because I don't feel like I'm trying. I don't feel like I'm trying hard enough to achieve what I want to achieve. If I were, then it wouldn't matter where I'm at in life, because it doesn't matter. What a really cliche motivational quote or whatever is, it doesn't matter how successful you are overall, as long as you're trying. If you're not trying, then frankly you're never going to succeed. And that is exactly my problem. I got in the habit of just working my ass off and continuing the work to do the same thing, and thinking that just devoting all my time to it, that just devoting myself towards working the exact same way the whole time would find success for me. And that may be the case, and that may be something way down the road I get to, but I'm not going to find just like a straight path to success, or find the path to the success that I want to find by doing that. I need to actually set like goals, actual goals, not just in 5 to 10 years I want to be here. I need to set goals for how I want to reach it. And I've never been able to process that before. And it sounds really, really simple. But when you start applying it to your life, it doesn't always get that simple. It's pretty hilarious. Chu and I are involved in this honor society thing for university, that we gotta watch these motivational speaker broadcasts and stuff to say that we're learning about leadership. And it's all, really cheesy stuff that you don't expect to apply to your life until it hits you. Like, when we were talking about it, we realized that a lot of this comes from exactly what one of the guys was saying, and it's about just that. You need to have a cause. You need to have a reason. Basically, when you apply it to me, I need to have a reason why I'm working so hard, or else all of my work is in vain. And that's exactly what has been the problem in my life, is I haven't had a reason to work other than I want to be vaguely successful, and so my work hasn't been all that successful. And so that means I need to change things. I need to stop running away from opportunities. I need to start taking advantage of opportunities. Applying that specifically to YouTube is collaborating with other YouTubers, going after these crazy projects that I just steered away from. Apply it to real life. Not avoiding certain social situations, not avoiding job opportunities, not avoiding contests or competitions or things like that. I need to go out and do things. And again, this all sounds so simple, but when you're wrapped up in your life and when you're devoting yourself to just working 24/7, hoping it'll pay off in the end, it slips away a little bit. And it gets really frustrating as hell when it does. But I think I'm getting there. I think this was a huge step for me, and I think it's something that's going to help me figure things out in the future. And I hope to hell I listen to, that's part of why I'm recording this, to be honest, is for myself, so I can go back and watch this and listen to this and stay true to the advice that I developed for myself. I've been making more lists. Yes, I make lists for everything, but of things I want to achieve that, or things I want to do that I haven't done yet, that I want to get done. And these goals are mostly pretty selfish goals that, will only be things for me, but if they start, and it's something like that, and I can expand it to be more charitable and things like that as I get used to this process, and I think that's how it should be. But, not that you all really care, but I want to kind of get into it a little bit, is I want to go back to getting some sort of workout routine. I don't want to do a whole lot of working out and build a bunch of muscle or anything. I'm a tiny guy. I'm not going to be bulky. It's more, I want to make sure I'm getting the proper, just general workout to have a healthy muscle mass. And so I want to be doing a certain amount of push-ups every couple of days, just as a routine. I want to have that, be that early morning workout kind of person. I want to, I've always wanted to make a machinima with games, a game machinima that's scripted, and one that I had worked out a couple years ago was this it was basically like a How the Grinch Stole Christmas parody, and it was in Minecraft, and I was going to have voice actors. I actually had a few building teams that were going to help me with it. It was going to be pretty cool. And it just kind of slowly fell apart, and I never really went after that anymore. And that's something I want to do. And I actually had a really good idea for something, but I'd want it for the most part to really just be animated. And so that involves getting a lot of people on with a lot of work hours, and this one's also Christmas related, so may not be something that ends up being all that realistic or final. But then there's things like I want to write stories, I want to get heavily back involved with writing, I want to do certain things with film and photography. And they're things I just need to work towards and do. They're projects I just need to take on. I need to not just put them off until I have more time or I have more freedom. That's not how this works. And I've always known this. Hello, phone. It is 1:20 a.m. Why are you texting me? Hi, Chu. I'm on Skype. It is one of those things where you just have to go and do it, and you have to let it go. You just have to. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean things change for the channel. Ideally, it means things could change in the good way for the channel, because it means I'm going after more of my goals, and it means quality and just content will improve overall for the channel. But it's not like I'm taking anything away. It's just I really need to get some stuff straight. And I was actually about to make a huge blog post about something very similar to this, and about how, because I've gotten a few questions recently about, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Blah, blah, blah. And I never know how to answer that. And that's because I don't know where I'm... While I think I know where I'm going, I don't really know how I'm getting there. And so that makes those questions really hard to answer, because it takes away the solidification that you're going to get there. You don't have a cause, so you have no confidence in that you can get where you're going, and that becomes problematic. So, hopefully I didn't rant your faces off. Again, a lot of this is for myself, but I want to put it out there so I can stick to it. And hopefully it helps some of you all out as well. And hopefully I stick to it, and hopefully things improve from this, because frankly, as far as video content and stuff goes, if I can chase after some of this stuff, this makes things, like, this could be huge for the channel. It could be huge for myself personally, which, when I'm this involved in the channel, means that it's going to be huge for the channel. Or it could end up being nothing at all. So, we will see. So thank you for sticking with me if you're still watching, and thank you for sticking with me for just being subscribed to the channel and watching my videos. And I really appreciate your guys' support. And I'm going to go eat some more Oreos and go to bed, because it's now 1:30, and I got to work tomorrow. So I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.